Welcome back to A Global Kitchen. Today we're making the very first dish I ate in Vietnam over 20 years ago. Well, actually, we're making a vegan version. It's called Chả Cá. Normally it's made with fish, but today we're gonna use tofu. It's crispy golden turmeric tofu with stir-fried fragrant dill and scallions. You top them over some rice vermicelli noodles, drizzled with some everyday table sauce and topped with some crunchy peanuts. It's a perfect light meal any time of the year. So let's get started. I have about a pound of tofu. I've mixed together some rice flour, a good pinch of turmeric and salt. The rice flour gives the tofu a nice crunchy exterior. I've picked off the fronds from a large bunch of dill and I've cut a couple bunches of scallions. I've already stirred together the everyday table sauce, and after this, I'll give you a unique ingredient option to enhance it with some more umami. I roughly chopped some toasted, unsalted peanuts, and tossed together some bite-sized pieces of lettuce, Thai basil, and cilantro. In the fish version of Chả Cá, a funky shrimp paste is served as a condiment. To get a similar hit of umami, but vegan, I like to sometimes add some fermented tofu to the everyday table sauce. It provides an added complex flavor. It has a strong odor, similar to blue cheese, but its flavor mellows when heated. It's worth exploring if you're into new funky flavors. You'll find it at Asian grocers. It's most often sold as small glass jars with cubes of fermented tofu surrounded in its fermentation liquid. Some versions contain chili or sesame oil. This is a Vietnamese version, but I also like those from Taiwan. But my family is going to eat this today, so I'm keeping the everyday table sauce flavors clean and simple. Before you start preparing the tofu, bring a pot of water to a boil and cook the rice vermicelli noodles. Boil them until tender, about 3 to 5 minutes. Drain them and flush them with cold water. Gently squeeze them 4 or 5 times to get rid of any excess water, and give the colander a good shake. Let them plump up some more as you cook the tofu and herbs. Cut the tofu into half-inch thick bite-sized pieces. Working in batches, toss them well in the rice flour turmeric mixture and gently shake them with your fingers to let any excess flour fall from the tofu. Heat the oil in a large skillet over medium-high heat. Carefully place the tofu in the oil and fry until crispy and golden, about 3 to 4 minutes per side. You'll probably need to cook the tofu in 2 batches. If there is more than a tablespoon of oil left in the skillet, pour it out. Stir-fry the scallions for about a minute and then add in the dill, stir-frying for another 30 seconds. Return the tofu to the skillet and mix well. Place some noodles into a bowl and top it with some of the tofu and herbs. Add a handful of lettuce and herbs to the bowl. Drizzle a couple of spoonfuls of the everyday table sauce over top and garnish with some crunchy peanuts. So let's have a taste. Let's make sure we get some of this crispy tofu and the herbs. This is just fabulous. It takes me back to that first time I tasted a version of this over 20 years ago. You've got the bouncy rice noodles, the crispy tofu, and then the special star of this dish is really the stir-fried aromatic dill and scallions, and then the nutty peanuts, and then the sweet and sour and spicy everyday table sauce that just brings everything together. You know, I could eat a lot of this. I really hope you've enjoyed cooking along with me today as I share with you a version of one of Hanoi's most famous dishes. You can find a recipe for it in my cookbook, Vegetarian Vietnam. I'll leave a link for it in the description box below. If you haven't already subscribed to A Global Kitchen, I'd love it if you do that. And if you make the dish, please leave me a comment below and let me know how it turned out, or connect with me on social media, on Instagram at A Global Kitchen, or on Twitter at Cam Cooks. Thanks for watching, bye, and happy cooking.